I still remember how the morning light hit the kitchen floor the day my world fractured. A Tuesday. Ordinary. The kind of day you don't bother remembering until it carves itself into your bones. I was 6 months pregnant, one hand resting on the curve of my belly, feeling our daughter's soft kicks. Mark had been distant, but I blamed his new promotion. Late nights. Silence. Sleeping on the edge of the bed like he was trying to fall off. I thought it would pass. He walked in that morning and didn't pour coffee. Didn't kiss my cheek. Just stood in the doorway, arms crossed, jaw tight, eyes cold in a way I'd never seen. We need to talk. Those 3 words. You never believe them until the ground vanishes. Sit down. I sat. He slid his phone across the table. Screenshots. Graphic, intimate messages between an unknown number and someone else. My name woven through every line. Who sent you these? I whispered. Does it matter? His voice was hollow. The truth is the truth, Elena. What truth? I don't recognize that number. I never, with your own stepbrother. He said it like it burned. By God. My wife. With Daniel. The room tilted. Daniel and I had shared a hallway for 3 awkward teenage years. I hadn't spoken to him in months. Mark, this is insane. I would never. Caroline showed me everything. Caroline. His ex. The one who never let go, who still called on his birthday, who lingered at parties. I tolerated her because Mark called me paranoid. She wouldn't lie, he said. She has no reason to. She has every reason. He didn't flinch. He'd already chosen. I saw it in the hard line of his mouth, the way he refused to meet my eyes. I want a divorce, he said. Or you get an abortion. The word hit like a physical blow. I clutched my belly. This is your child. Your daughter. We don't know that. I have never been with anyone else. Mark, look at me. Please. He walked out. Out of the kitchen, out of the house, out of my life. The divorce finalized 2 months before Maya was born. Mark didn't come to the hospital. Didn't sign the birth certificate. Didn't call. He simply vanished as if 4 years meant nothing. I lay in that bed alone, holding my daughter, crying not from labor but from the unbearable weight of being erased by a man who'd promised to stay. Maya was perfect. 10 fingers, 10 toes, dark hair like his, my nose, his eyes. Every glance broke me anew. But I couldn't afford to break. I had a child to raise. I moved back to my mother's. Found remote work as a medical transcriptionist. Saved every penny. Built a life, brick by painful brick, in the ruins he left behind. Daniel visited once. Horrified. Elena, I swear I never. I know, I said. We pieced it together. Caroline had fabricated it all. Spoofed numbers, cropped photos from a family barbecue, twisted phrases. When Daniel confronted her, she laughed. Said Mark was finally where he belonged. It didn't last. Mark and Caroline imploded within a year. She cheated. He tried to call. I'd changed my number, moved, made myself unfindable. Not out of spite. Survival. If I saw him then, I would have shattered. Time doesn't heal. It layers scar tissue until you can breathe without crying. Maya grew bright, stubborn, with a laugh that could fill a cathedral. She asked about her father sometimes. I never lied. I told her he left because he believed something untrue and it wasn't her fault. But why didn't he come back? She asked at 7, crayon in hand. I don't know, baby. I did. Shame. Fear. Cowardice. Fragments reached me over the years. Mark moved to Chicago. Started a firm. Married again. Divorced again. Ended up alone. I filed it all away in a drawer I refused to open. When Maya was 9, she got sick. A genetic kidney condition requiring surgery and a long hospital stay. Doctors asked for family history. My side was clear. His was a blank. I sat beside her bed, watching tubes snake into her small arms, rage rising like a tide. He should have been there. Answering questions I couldn't. This was his blood. And he was in Chicago pretending we didn't exist. Maya recovered. He always did. Stronger than both of us combined. 10 years after the divorce, a Thursday afternoon, the doorbell rang. Maya was at school. I opened the door without checking the camera. Mark stood on the porch. Older. Gray at the temples. Lines around his eyes. A thin coat. A cheap white rabbit in his hand. Elena. His voice broke. I didn't invite him in. Just waited. Can I see her? He asked. Please. I know I have no right, but I need to see my daughter. Your daughter, I repeated. The words tasted like ash. I was wrong. His eyes were red, desperate. Caroline made it all up. I found out years ago, but I was too ashamed to. Too ashamed, I echoed. You were too ashamed. So you left me alone. Left your child alone. Demanded I abort her. Called me a liar. Believed an ex over the wife who gave you everything. I know. You don't know. You don't know what it's like to give birth alone. To explain to a 4-year-old why her daddy isn't there. To sit in a hospital room unable to answer questions about your family's medical history. You don't know any of it. He swallowed. I'm here now. I looked at him, the gray hair, trembling hands, the gas station rabbit bought in panic. I felt something unexpected. Not love. Not hatred. Exhaustion. Come inside. He sat at the same kitchen table. I made coffee out of habit. We faced each other like strangers at a funeral. Tell me about her, he said softly. So I did. First words, first steps, dinosaurs, hatred of peas, the kidney surgery, the sleepless nights, the soccer games, the abandonment nightmares. Each detail was a blade. I watched him bleed. I want to be in her life, he said. I'll do whatever it takes. DNA test, legal steps, anything. There's no need for a DNA test. He frowned. What do you mean? I set my coffee down. Mark, Maya is your biological daughter. He always has been. But that's not the bad news. His face paled. What bad news? I pulled a folder from the drawer. Medical records. Scans. A pediatrician's letter. Maya's kidney condition is genetic. Progressive. She'll need a transplant within 2 years. The best match is a biological parent. I'll get tested, he said, standing. Right now. Where do I? Sit down. Saturday, 2 months ago I tracked you down. Not for me. For Maya. I called your Chicago firm. Left a message begging you to get tested. He stared. I never got it. I know. Your second wife intercepted it. Deleted the voicemail. Told your assistant it was a personal matter and handled it herself. His face crumbled. Why? She didn't want another woman's child disrupting your life. Her words. He pressed his hands to his face, shoulders shaking. I watched him cry for the first time since he walked out. Here's the real bad news, I said, voice cracking. I'm not a match. We've searched the registry for months. Nothing. Every day her kidneys worsen. He's 10 Mark. She can't play with friends because she gets too sick. I slid the folder across. She needs you. Not later. Now. He read every page. When he finished, his eyes held a decade of regret. I'll get tested today. Immediately. The hospital was 40 minutes away. He drove. I sat in silence. The radio off. Only tires and his ragged breathing. At a red light, I looked for you. After Caroline. After everything. But you were gone. I had to be. I know. Another light. Is she happy? She's the happiest person I know. She doesn't let anything steal that. Not her kidneys. Not the kids who ask why she's always sick. Not the absence of a father she's never known. I did that. Yes. You did. He gripped the wheel. Said nothing else until we arrived. Results came in 4 days. I was in Maya's room while she drew a T-Rex eating a castle. My phone rang. Mark. I'm a match. I closed my eyes. Relief stole my voice. Maya looked up. Mama. I touched her hair. It's good news, baby. Good, she said and returned to her dinosaur. Mark asked to meet her before surgery. I was terrified of what it would do to her. But Maya as always surprised me. They sat in the hospital cafeteria. She ate a grilled cheese, studying him with his own dark eyes. Are you my dad? I am. And I'm so sorry I wasn't here. Mama says you believed a lie. I did. My fault. I should have believed her. Believed in us. But you didn't. No, she chewed thoughtfully. You're giving me your kidney, right? Yes. Hey. We can start there. Surgery was scheduled for a Wednesday in November. Cold room. Antiseptic smell. Mark in pre-op. I visited briefly. He looked small in the thin gown. The white rabbit sat on the bedside table. Are you scared? I asked. Terrified. Pause. Thank you for letting me do this. I didn't do it for you. I know. You did it for her. That's what makes you the best mother I've ever known. And me the biggest fool for walking away. I didn't argue. He handed me the rabbit. Give this to her. When she wakes up. I took it. Cheap fur. Airport desperation. The most sincere thing he'd ever given me. 6 hours in surgery. I sat with undrinkable coffee staring at the wall. I thought of the kitchen table, the orange juice, the way he'd said, with your own stepbrother, like a knife in his chest. I thought of Caroline's manufactured cruelty. The second wife's buried voicemail. All the women carrying the weight of men who wouldn't fight for the truth. Then the surgeon emerged. Both patients were doing beautifully. Maya healed fast. Up in a week, demanding pizza, complaining about Jell-O. Mark healed slower but showed up relentlessly. Books, puzzles, stuffed animals until her room looked like a toy store. He never pushed. Asked permission for everything. Treated every moment like a gift. One evening after Maya slept, we sat in the hallway. I don't expect anything from you, he said. But I want to be here. For her. However she'll have me. She'll have you, I said. She's generous like that. Gets it from somewhere. He looked at me. Not from me. No. Not from you. He nodded. He deserved that. But Mark, I said, if you ever let someone else's lies come between you and that girl again, I will spend every penny I have making sure you never see her again. Do you understand? I understand. Good. Maya went home 2 weeks later with a new kidney, a white rabbit, and a chapter she hadn't asked for but was willing to accept. I watched them on the couch, reading about dinosaurs, and felt something I hadn't felt in years. Not forgiveness. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But the beginning of something honest. And sometimes that's enough.